Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Good
our
job, doctor.
first.
Okay, start.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first meeting, our first talk with Dr. Jacqueline. Okay, so I'm happy to meet all of you and selamat datang. And today we will listen to our distinguished speaker, which is Dr. Jacqueline Sanders. Okay, Dr. Jacqueline Sanders has served for 30 years as an educator, curriculum specialist, assistant principal, principal district office administrator, and many more. Okay, in the Southern California School District of Compton and Inglewood, United States of America. Okay, and we feel very proud and happy to listen to Dr. Jackie's talk today, which entitled "Positive Mindset During Difficult Time." Okay, so I hope all of you can enjoy the talk given by Dr. J, because Dr. J is very wonderful person, very energetic and very motivational speaker. So before I invite Dr. Jacqueline, okay, let me just share the videos about Dr. Jacqueline. Okay, wait for a moment.
There are two things that don't take no for an answer: school pride and Dr. Jackie Sanderlin.
When schools are unaided, as my school was, it was a school that was really in need of help from every area. And I ran into Cheryl Hines. She was someone who came to my school for a Read Across America event. And when she came, she looked on my campus and said, you know, I came here to read, but yet I see you don't have playground equipment. And she sparked something in me that says, we can do it together. And we found the starting place was really building school pride. And we began to paint murals all over the campus. And we could have had someone come out and pay them to do it, but we found out school pride began with the students got their hands in the paint and got the paint brushes and got around to all parts of the school and decided to make it their own. And academically, it did make a difference. Schools need to have an idea. What is my school in need of? What do we want to do? What is our mission? What is our goal? And I think when that's clear and when that's shared to the community at large, that will get done. Everyone can make a difference right where they are. They don't have to spend hours at a school. They don't have to spend days. They don't even have to do donations. But think beyond money. Time is everything for kids. And so just coming to read to them, coming to help plant a garden, coming to help in the classroom, field trips for kids to come out of their school and maybe come visit and see where you work. And even just coming to say to a child, you did a great job today. That in itself brings mountains of love to children, and it lasts a lifetime.
Get involved with your local schools and help build a more colorful world.
All right. Okay, so we have observed Dr. J's videos. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to invite our distinguished speaker, Dr. J, live from USA, okay, to share with us how to be a positive mind during the difficult time, especially during COVID-19 for parents and teachers. Okay, welcome, Dr. J.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ali, and welcome to everyone here. I want to say I really am humbled to be a speaker for you today, and also to participate in all of the activities that we're going through. I want to thank all of you as parents. I want to give all the parents a big round of applause. I am a parent as well. I have one son, and I know what it's like to be a parent. I want to thank all the teachers that are there. So as we're working today, sometimes we might have a little technological glitches, might be a little lagging. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine, and we will just keep going on. So what we're going to talk about today is how do we keep a positive mindset during difficult times. I'm going to share a few slides as we talk. But before I do that, I want to first say that I want everybody to know that you are special. That's number one. Everybody is special. Everybody counts. We have had a difficult 2 years with COVID-19 and wars going in the world. We were at home. We were, secluded from everyone else. So everyone had different feelings and emotions. But guess what? We made it. In fact, I made it. You made it. If you made it, you are here today. Your children are here today. Dr. Ali is here today. I am here today. We all made it. And we are going to get better and better and better. And so I'm going to share, let's see if I could, here we go. You're gonna see my screen here. Okay. All right. So can you see that, everybody? Okay. So I'm sure you can see this. I hope, are you able to see this, Dr. Ali?
Yes, I can see it. Perfect.
Okay, very good. So all of these are faces that represent all of our emotions. We all have different emotions. Listen, it is okay for us to feel, difficult during these difficult times. We have to acknowledge that we have different emotions, and we have to also give each other grace for having different emotions and different feelings. We all have had different feelings during this COVID-19. It has been hard on parents, especially. You had to work with your children who came home, teachers. I know it was hard on you, right? Dealing with students who were coming every day to the class, and they had to see if they were vaccinated or are they wearing a mask. It has been hard on all of us. But guess what? We are going to leave here today with a new mindset. I am not going to leave unless you leave here today with a positive mindset. We cannot wait for the world to make us feel better. We have to take charge and inspire ourselves and inspire one another. So I want to share this. We all have trauma. Some of us, look like she does. Maybe it was stress or fear or anxiety or depression or just simple change. Sometimes change can cause us to feel stressed out, and being online. And everybody gets trauma, sometimes not just students, but parents get trauma too. Parents get trauma too. We all have those feelings. So trauma can stem from anywhere. Many of us are smiling, but we have been crying on the inside. And we have different emotions. But guess what? You're not alone. You're not alone. We are in this together. And I want to share this picture with you because this represents all of us. This picture is you. And what I want to say to you is you cannot pour from an empty pitcher. You must take care of yourself. And listen, parents, we're going to take care of ourselves, because if we take care of ourselves, we can take care of our children. When we take care of ourselves, we can take care of our home. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. We can smile and we can hug our children and we can speak to our students with a smile on our face. But it has to start with you. Building community and having a positive mindset begins with you. Who does it begin with? You should say me. That's where it begins with. It begins with me. You have to be filled up with positivity, with hope, with understanding, with empathy. When you start filling yourself up, then you can pour out. Some of us are trying to pour out and we have not poured in. We need to focus on pouring in so that we can pour out. We can lift up each other. When we're weak, somebody else makes us strong. And I want you today to start looking in the mirror and saying to yourself, I am important. In fact, you can say that now. I am important. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am a parent. I am a teacher. I am somebody. See, when you talk like that, you begin to pour into yourself. And so I want to send this message to you that we are better together. We're not good when we're by ourselves. When we're by ourselves, we tend to, hurt by ourselves. I want you to know that during these difficult times, we cannot afford to be by ourselves. We cannot afford to isolate. I know we had to during COVID-19 and we have to be 6 feet apart and we have to wear masks, but that does not mean we cannot support one another. It doesn't mean we cannot uplift one another. And it doesn't mean we cannot encourage one another. So we are better together. Okay, everybody say better together. Okay? And it is time to rebuild. You see those bricks? We're going to rebuild, parents. Oh yes, we've had some negative, trying and challenging times, but we are going to rebuild. What are we going to rebuild? First, we have to rebuild ourselves. We have to rebuild our mindset. We have to start thinking positively. No more negative thinking. I want positive words to come out of your mouth to say, yes, I can. We will rebuild. We can do this. You know, your school is worth it. You know, thank goodness for Dr. Ali. And I appreciate him talking about the school and having me come here. You know, I hope when I leave here, you keep rebuilding. Rebuild. Each one of those bricks represents a hope that we have. Think about every brick being one of your children. We cannot allow ourselves to be broken down. We are going to lift each other up into a greater and better place. I want to take you to take a look at this definition. The word is restoration. How many of you heard of restoration? Well, when we restoration means to restore. To restore. And the definition of restoration is the act of returning something back to a former place or condition. That means we are back. Parents, let's take back our rightful place. Teachers, take back your rightful place. Do not allow anything to change us from the path of moving forward. Our children deserve it. Our families deserve it. Our school deserve it. Our countries deserve it. So let's think about restoring one another. Smile at one another when you see each other in the morning. Call your students by their name. Mothers and dads, as you're dealing with your children, let's start hugging one another again and lifting up one another again and letting each other know you can do it. It's sometimes it just takes one smile, one positive word to uplift someone else. And then it brings them back to their original state. What is your original state? It's a happy place. It is not a negative place. It is hope, not failure. It is up, not down. It is success, not defeat. Let's get back to restoration and let's move forward as we go. We're not going to go backward like everybody else. That yellow arrow is us. Sometimes, parents and teachers. You have to go the opposite way to go the right way. Sometimes everybody is going the negative way. Look at that picture. Everybody's following each other. Well, I want to challenge you today to have a positive mindset and go the opposite direction. Go in the direction of hope and love and success. Go in the direction sometimes means you have to go in the way of change. And I hope I am encouraging you today to have change in your mind and change about what you're doing. If you were, before this conversation, thinking about, I'm depressed because of COVID-19. Oh my goodness, we don't have enough. This has been bad. And guess what? It didn't kill you. It didn't take you away. That means you have a chance. That means if it did not take you away, you have a chance to do something great. I'm going to challenge you to be your best self. What does that mean? That means you are the yellow arrow to be your best self, the best version of yourselves that you can be. And let's not forget that it is all about relationships. Some of our relationships during COVID-19 have been diminished because we couldn't see each other. How many of you miss somebody? You missed going over your friend's house. You missed going over your family's house because you had to put your health first. But guess what? We need to pursue relationships. We still need to call one another, check on one another, smile, and remember, relationships are all we have. Our relationships with our children are so important. Ask them, how did you do in school today? Tell me, what did you like best today? Tell me, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's building a relationship. It's building a relationship that is bigger than mother and father and son and daughter. It's building trust. It's fostering trust. It is demonstrating integrity. And it is creating a bond with your family like never before. Listen, as a mother, I am constantly trying to build my relationships with my son. He's getting older. He's 16 years old and he's 6'4". So he's really tall. And so I have to constantly think about what he likes to do. What does he need to do? And let me tell you, during COVID-19, it's easy to have a negative mindset. It's easy to lose hope. But when I think about that last picture where we have the arrow and I need to turn around and move forward, when I realize that I need to restore and bring my family back to our original state and myself, when I realize I need to rebuild and keep moving forward, then I realize that my relationships are very important and I have to foster those relationships. But the first relationship I want you to have is with yourself. Hug yourself. Sometimes you have to look at yourself in the mirror, parents, and say, I did a good job. Listen, parents, when you make a mistake, wipe yourself off, stand up and say, I'm gonna go at it again. I have another shot. Listen, one mistake does not define you. When you're a parent, it's hard, especially now. And when we make mistakes, we blame ourselves. Don't blame yourself because you're gonna make a mistake. Learn from the mistake. Choose to learn from the mistake and grow from the mistake. Did you hear me? Learn from the mistake and then what? Grow from the mistake. I'm gonna say it one more time. Learn from the mistake and you tell me. Grow from the mistake. That is what we do. And guess what? We do not beat ourselves up because we cannot give from an empty pitcher. We just pat ourselves on the back and we try it again. Listen, I've been writing, I'm an author and I write a book. This is the book that I've written that talks about having the why not challenge. And it's the why not mindset that you must have. It's a mindset that you can develop and say, I can do it. So part of that is thinking bigger. Another part is being willing to dream. Listen, parents, don't stop dreaming. Your dreams are ahead of you. If you stop dreaming, then you will stop the blessings that are coming in your life. I want you to know this. Your children are worth your dream. Your family is depending on your dream. The world is depending on your dream. When we stop dreaming, we stop growing. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to keep dreaming big dreams. I don't know about you, Ali, but I'm going to keep dreaming big dreams because these dreams will help me continue to have a positive mindset during difficult times. It will keep me focused on what matters most. So I'm just going to give you a few other things really quickly. Drive what matters. Always drive what matters. Don't get distracted by the news and by problems. Stay focused, foster trust, and keep a big perspective. Commit to listening to others. Commit to developing relationships. And continue to stay open to new ideas. You see, we're still growing. And I want to continue to connect with you. I know I will be connecting with Dr. Ali. I'll be working with his teachers to give them strategies so that in the classroom, they can learn how to restore their students and they can learn how to uplift them and they can learn how to motivate them because that is exactly what we're here to do. And I just want to remind you, parents, that you are important. You are part of this process. The teachers are not teaching your children without you. They need you. I know the teachers are happy I said that right now. It is a partnership between teachers and parents, and the children get everything from that. And I just want to thank you for listening. I am going to be here as a coach and as a mentor and someone whom you can depend on. I am determined to stay with you and to grow with you. And don't forget this. If you don't remember anything else, please do not forget this. During difficult times, calls for strong people. During difficult times, calls for positive people. And during difficult times, it's going to cause us to be stronger and build our character. And remember, our children are watching us. Oh yes, they're watching us closely. And they're listening to us. What are you saying? What are you doing? Think about that. Or do your children hear you complaining? Or do they hear you saying a positive word? That is so important. Don't just be a role model. Let's be real models. I appreciate you. I want to hear some of your questions so I can help you in your own homes or in the classroom. I am an educator. I'm also a mother, but I'm also a friend. And I just want to say I appreciate each one of you because we are all going to go up together. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. J, you want to receive some question from the floors, from the audience?
Yes.
Okay. So there is a question asking about how to make sure our mindset is always positive.
That's a great question. Well, let me say, one of the things is control what you think. Start controlling what you think. Don't allow television and the news to control what you think. I would suggest always journaling. It's always good to journal. I have a journal. Every day I write in my journal. I write positive things. I also, another way you can think positive is have positive people around you. So think about who are your friends, who's talking to you. If you have negative people around you all the time, you will think negative too. So you have to start thinking about who are my friends? Who are the people I'm talking to on the phone? And start getting positive people around you. Read positive things, journal every day, and write down something positive that happened. Write down 5 positive things that happened to you that day. And also, I want to say this. Create an intention. Be intentional. Say to yourself every morning, I am going to be positive. And whenever something negative comes my way, I'm going to respond with a positive word. Words are powerful, so use them.
All right. Okay. Next question, Dr. J, is coming from a parent, Aniza Daud. Okay, she asked about how we as parents to build positive mind in our kids. Sometimes they don't have the confidence in themselves.
That's an excellent question, and I appreciate you asking. It is important that we speak positive words in our children every day. Sometimes we're very busy and we do not do that. And so we have to remember, if we do not speak positive words and tell them that they are smart, they are intelligent, they are handsome, they are pretty. If we don't tell them these things, the world will tell them things too, because they're on social media, they watch television, and sometimes kids are cruel. So we have to make sure that we surround them and deposit, like you put in a bank. You deposit money in a bank. You want to deposit positive words in your child's brain every day. Every single day, tell them, I love you. Every single day, tell them something that they're good at. It is so important that you speak it, because when you speak it, it starts to manifest. It's very powerful. Words are very powerful.
All right. Okay, so okay, back to the original question. You asking about you have told us that we have to maintain our positive mindsets, okay, and don't listen to the television or news. Okay, just be yourself. But you can see nowadays there are lots of, videos from YouTube, social media, spreading the fake news about the negative elements of COVID-19. So from perspective of you as a teacher and parents, so how do you help yourself not to be influenced by the social media? Please unmute your mic, Dr. J. It's okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Okay, as parents, you have the responsibility to manage how much time your children are spending on social media. So we have to, as parents, take back our rightful place and not allow them to watch too much social media. If they should not be on it for hours and hours and going to sleep with it. Check their phone, check their backpack, check their social media. Also, as a parent, you can put parental controls on social media so that your children do not see everything and they're not part of everything that's not good for them. Listen, we as parents have to start taking back our authority. And your children live in your house. They do not pay the bills. They do not pay the food. You do. So as a parent, make sure that they're reading. Give them books to read. Give them positive, and also have conversations. Part of it is our children are not doing enough talking with us, so they're on social media. You should have family night once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week. Sit at the table, talk with one another, ask them questions. We have to get back to having family time, and that will help our children have more communication with us. And when they find out that we're interested in them, they will answer. Sometimes we're too busy. We cannot be too busy. We have to put them first.
Excellent answer, Dr. J. Okay, so the next question coming also from the parents. Okay, how do we help children feel a little bit more positive about themselves and excited about learning, because they are doing remote learning, you know, during COVID-19, especially when we can't do our usual high fives or major group works? Okay.
Well, one of the ways to get your children to be excited about learning is let them tell you what they learned in school. Ask them, what are you learning? What did you do well? Let them explain to you and praise them. We need to tell them, good job, excellent job, we're proud of you. You see, we need to make sure, one, we listen to them. We have to show them we're interested in what they have to say. And number 3, we need to acknowledge them and praise them for the work that they've done. You'd be surprised how many children go to school and come home and we really don't know what they did. That will help them to learn. Let them teach you at home. Say, teach me what you learned in school today. You be the teacher and I'll be the student. Tell them that. And they will teach you, and they will be interested in doing that, and they will learn even more.
Okay, take your time, Dr. J.
Okay. Thank
so
you, Dr. Ali.
Correct. What time is it at USA now?
5:33.
Oh, okay. So we have some like maybe 6 hours different?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the next question is coming from a parent. Okay. Kabagam. Okay. He asked about what to do when life pushes you down, and every time you get up, it is so tiring and takes me to the edge to give up and stop fighting.
Wow, that's such a great question. First of all, you can't stop fighting. Don't stop fighting. Keep getting up again. Listen, I know that it's tough and it's hard, and we all have that feeling. But I want to let you know, if you can keep getting up, there's a reason for you to get up. If you can keep putting one foot in front of the other, you will get the strength to keep going on. One of the things I want you to start to do is every day look in the mirror and give yourself a compliment. Say, I made it. I did it. And find something that you're interested in. See, sometimes we are tired and beat down because we don't have any hobbies. You should do something that you like to do. Not just your children. What do you like to do? Do you like to paint, read? Do you like to exercise? Find something you like to do so that it will help you become the best version of yourself. Don't just focus on work. Focus on what you like to do. And now you will start to feel better about yourself because you're now doing something you like to do. See, most of the times you're tired because you're doing something for everybody else. It is time for you to focus on you.
All right. Okay. Okay. So the next question is coming from teachers. Okay. Aisha. Okay. She asks a question about how do you think positively when everything goes wrong, especially the senior teachers who face challenges to deal with new apps, digital tools in teaching during the period where teaching from home seems to be very stressful? How do you make it positive?
Okay. Well, first of all, life is going to have ups and downs. Okay. It is not always going to be positive. So let's understand that first. Number two, because we have had online school, it has created some change. And change can be difficult and create anxiety. One of the things that I would suggest that helps us to help children is don't focus in so much on your curriculum. Focus in on building a relationship with your scholars, your students. When you start building a relationship, then they are more connected with you. So start listening to them, smile. Sometimes we don't smile. We're like this. Hello, students. Have a good day. Okay. Goodbye. Good morning. That's dead. Okay, you have to stop that. You should say, hello, how are you? I'm so glad you came today. I am excited to see you. Let's talk about what we're going to do. And guess what? You're going to help me teach. That's how you should be. Teachers, you have to have some passion. Bring the passion back. Okay, our children need to be empowered. So when you're teaching online using digital tools, you have to have some excitement. You have to have some passion. You have to smile. Okay, you can't be dull. You can't be boring. Then the children won't learn.
Great answer, Dr. J. Okay, so the next thing is still from the about this thing. I think you have already answers, but I just state again, but different parents, how to convince yourself to stay positive after a few failures.
After a few what?
Failures.
Oh, it's after a few failures. Well, listen, I just got through telling you, you'll make many failures in life. That's going to happen. But remember, separate yourself from the failure. Separate the failure from you. You are not a failure. You are not what you did. Do not let what you did define who you are. It doesn't matter. I have made many failures in life, but I am not going to focus on the failure. I'm going to focus on the solution. So, failures are a distraction. Put them aside. Realize you are not the failure. You're a person. You're a human being, but you are important because you're a parent. And guess what? When you admit your failures and you tell your children, I'm sorry, or you tell your husband or wife, I'm sorry, you grow in the eyes of that person. Sometimes we're not willing to apologize for what we've done. I want to encourage you. If you need to apologize, do it. If you need to tell someone I'm sorry, do it. And then go on, move on, and realize that what you did before is not who you are now.
Okay, thank you, Dr. J. So I think we have to stay positive, although there are many challenges, okay, in front of us. And okay, so the next question is, okay, this question is quite not the same as others. Okay, the question is, what's your take on toxic positivity? Okay, would being realistic optimism be a better choice?
That's interesting. Toxic positivity. Well, I don't like anything that's toxic.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you about what was the optimism? What was that called?
Realistic optimism.
Yeah. Well, those are terms I haven't heard of, but I'll give you a term that I have. Would you like to hear it? The
Yes.
term that I would agree with is stay happy and joyful and be your best self. Demonstrate integrity. Foster trust. Okay? Give help to someone who needs it. That type of mindset is the one that will help us to be better people. So yeah, I don't think I would go with toxic relationships. I think it's better to be optimistic, like you said. It is better to be hopeful and look toward the future. But be careful with your words. Your words will determine what you think. What you think will go into your heart, and your heart will go into your actions. So if we speak positive words, we'll think positive thoughts, and we will have positive actions.
Yes, I agree with you, Dr. J. Yes, we have to have good thoughts with good words, okay?
Yes.
Because the good words represent the good thoughts. Okay, so this question is coming from the principal or the headmaster.
Oh.
So the question is how to lead a school as a principal or headmaster when there is always uncertainty.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
How to lead a school as a principal.
Yes.
When there is always uncertainty.
Oh my goodness, that's a, wow. It's a big question.
Uh-huh.
How to lead a school when there's always uncertainty? Well, let me say this. You are a leader. And you're not a leader for always good times. You're a leader for all times. And when you're called to be a leader, you're a leader when things are uncertain and when things are certain. So the only answer I have is to continue to lead. When things are uncertain around you, focus on what you can control. Don't focus on what you can't control. Focus on building a school climate where your children and staff are happy to be there. Focus on what you can control. Even when with COVID creates uncertainty, you can control wearing masks. You can control standing 6 feet apart. You can control a lot of things. So when you start listing all the things you can control, you should write them down on a piece of paper. The things you can't control, don't even worry about them. Put them way over there because they're not something you can do. So that's what I would suggest. Focus on what you can control and also communicate. By the way, communication is important. A leader must communicate and explain what is happening. A leader also needs to inspire and coach their team and let them know that they can do it. And I also would say during uncertain times as a leader, find out what your staff needs. Find out what they need to make them feel comfortable. And also be honest. Be honest. A leader does not have to know everything. Just because we're leaders doesn't mean we know everything. When you're a principal or a headmaster of a school, sometimes everybody thinks you should know everything, huh? No, let them know I don't know, or I'll try to get someone else to help you. But you don't have to know or have the answer for everything. Sometimes you just need to tell people no, or you need to say you have to wait, or I need to think about it. Take your time, control what you can, but also communicate with your team and be honest about everything.
Okay, great answer, Dr. J. Yeah, I think during this time, there are a lot of new thing happen and new norm. Okay, not just as the principal, the teachers and also the
Yes,
parents. Okay,
yes.
so whatever it is, we have to be keep on fighting and have a positive mindset.
And
Okay,
be honest about what's going on.
right. Okay, I absolutely agree with you. Okay, so
Mhm.
another thing is, okay, as a parents, okay, we works at home. Okay, at the same times, we also have to help our children. Okay, sometimes they have to because they also learn at home, remotely.
Yeah,
So, how do we make a balance between we as workers at home and helping our children, because they are quite small, so we have to assist them in completing all the tasks given by the teacher during the
yeah.
remote learning.
So they want to know, what was the question?
How we want to balance ourselves, okay,
Oh,
as a
how do we
parent.
balance?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's a hard one because we have so many different jobs and roles as parents. We have to be the parent, and we have to be a nurse, we have to be the doctor, we have to be a teacher, we have to listen. I would say the best thing I could share to do to balance yourself is find some time to be alone and be quiet. Just 5 minutes out of a day of just breathing, sitting quiet, being still will really do you a big favor. And that creating balance also is learning to say no. There's some things you're going to have to say, nope, I can't do that right now. And if you start doing that, you will create what I like to call healthy boundaries. If you're always tired and worn out, it's because you have not created healthy boundaries. You're saying yes to everything. You're not here to please your children. You're here to raise your children. So sometimes you have to say, no, I can't do that. And they're going to be upset and they're going to cry and they're going to say, why? And you're going to say, don't ask me that. I said no, and no means no. Listen, your children are not supposed to be your friend. I know you say, oh, my children are my best friends. No, your children don't want a friend. Your children want a parent. They want someone who's going to tell them right from wrong and yes and no. I know that's kind of hard, but I'm trying to help you set healthy boundaries.
Okay. Oh, so it's quite, you say that we supposed not to be our friend of our children, but do you think that Western parents is more open, is more like laissez-faire
Yes,
for their children compared to Asian parents? So
yes, yeah, you do a better job.
okay,
Asian parents do a much better job of that. The parents of the West on the Western world, they are too laissez-faire, too laissez-faire. And I want to say you all do a much better job. You should be teaching us about how to parent, to be honest.
okay. But I think there are some positive example from Western parents also. So probably you can also share what is your experience, giving talk to parents and teachers in USA,
Mhm.
and what are the positive things that you have heard and you learn from your experience, so that you can share with us in Malaysia.
Oh, thank you for asking that. What I've learned from parents in over here in the United States, many of them are learning to spend time with their children now. They're learning, they're happy, they're spending more time with their children, but they've also learned how to have healthy boundaries. Many of them are learning to balance their lives better. And they also are developing a more positive mindset during these difficult times. And how they're doing that, what I understand that they're doing is they are also taking time to get a massage. Sometimes they get a massage. I don't know if you all do that there, but they taking time to focus in on wellness and mindfulness. Some of them are doing exercise every day. They ride bikes with their children. That is what they're doing. And they're also doing things like the arts, painting and drawing. All of those things are sometimes what we didn't used to do before. And that's what I'm hearing from parents here.
Oh, so what you are saying is that we don't have to focus totally on the examination, but we have to ensure.
Yes. We have to do other things like play, sports, go to the park, engage in some arts, some crafts, because everything cannot be around school and learning. Remember, learning is everything. It's the world. But we have to have a balance. We're not just studying. I know sometimes Asian parents, what I've learned, and I've worked with the Asian community, they focus in on learning, but sometimes too much. You have to give your children a balance to also play and enjoy time with you and have family time together at home. Cooking together is a fun thing too. Cooking.
Yeah, correct.
And eating.
Yeah,
that's even better.
Comfort food.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a question from Miss Lala. Okay, she is a new teacher. Okay, as a new teacher, I was almost burnt out in handling classes, dealing with students, and doing so many other things given to me. Any advice for me, Dr. Jacqueline? New teacher.
You were kind of, it's a new teacher. Yes, a new teacher. Yay. Can you repeat, Dr. Ali, the question?
All right. As a new teacher,
yeah,
I was almost burnt out in handling classes, dealing with students, and doing so many other things given to me. Any advice for me?
Oh, yes, don't quit. Don't quit. We need you. We need you. First of all, let me just help you. What you're feeling is not new. All new teachers feel burnt out the first year. And even when it's not a pandemic, even when it's not COVID-19, new teachers always have a tough first 1 year, 2 year, 3 years in the profession. And it's not unusual. I would say it's a little bit more tougher now for you because it's during COVID-19. However, what I would like to encourage you is find a mentor. Do you have a mentor teacher, someone who you can talk to, someone who can listen to you? Usually it's always good when you take a new teacher. Maybe this is something the headmaster can do, is take you and connect you with a mentor teacher, an older teacher, someone who can help you. But I just want to encourage you, please don't quit. The children and the families, and we need you. Okay, and you can do it.
All right. Okay. So we have another 5 minutes. So I think this is my the last question I would like to give to you. Okay. How to connect with students? Okay, as a teacher, how to connect with students when students themselves don't have the inclination to connect with us as a teacher?
Yes.
During the remote learning.
Okay. Well, one thing we have to do, God bless you. One thing we have to do is remember our children are not like we were. They're wired differently. We need to empower them, not just engage them, but we need to empower them. We need to listen to them. We need to allow them to speak. So when we do that, our children will be more interested and they will be more engaged. Call them by their name, okay? Let them teach a little bit in the class, okay? Let them do something, you know, let's go back to also not just focusing on the curriculum. How about also letting them show something in their room? They might show their favorite book. They might show you their favorite picture. Don't be so rigid. Allow, you know, this is a time right now for us to be creative. And you want your children to be creative and inventive. So they might want to show you, they might want to say, here's my favorite book. They might want to show that. Let them tell their stories. Ask them, what did you do yesterday? Would you share it? We need to allow our children as many opportunities to communicate as possible. And remember, praise them. Praise them 5 times a day, 10 times a day, and they will love it.
Okay, great. Okay, so we are almost out of time. Okay, so maybe we can make some conclusion, okay, based on your talks. So what is the main message that you would like to the audience to take away?
The main message that I'd like for the audience to take away is to ask the question, why not? Why not my school? Why not our children have the very, very best? And I want you to also take away that you are important, that you have value, that when you feel like giving up, hold on and keep fighting because you are supposed to be here. I know you thought you just got the job, but you were called to be here, divinely called to be here. Please know that. And we are rooting for you. I am here to support you. Dr. Ali is here to support you. We are a community.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. J, for your very wonderful talk. Okay, I enjoy and I believe all the participants enjoy your motivational talk. Okay, I hope someday you will come to Malaysia and meet all
yes, I'd love to. Woo, woo, woo.
Okay,
well,
especially
if I come, we have to eat really good, and I like music. That's another thing. You should have music in your classrooms. Music is wonderful. I forgot to mention music. Do they play music at home? Play music. Music is important, and dancing.
Yeah. Yeah, there is some another dimension of learning. You know, it's not just science and maths, maybe some
Right.
human values.
Absolutely. You can learn all kinds of things, music, art, and dance.
All right. Thank you, Dr. J, for your wonderful talk. We shall meet again.
Yes.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, finally we come to the end of part of our presentation. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. J. Hope we can meet you again virtually or face to face. Okay, we would like to say thanks again to presenter for the informative and interesting talk, and to audience for active participation. Okay, hopefully the presentation will be beneficial for everybody. Thank you for your attention. Bye.
Bye-bye.